Hello, I'm Cherie Hughes, and I'm here in Jackson, Tennessee. And you may have seen these shirts around, maybe the players wearing them. The 147 million orphans, the Feed One on the back. Well, my team and other teams around the NAIA tournament have been wearing them to support the Feed One program. Okay, we're going to go talk to TJ Hardeman, coach of Azusa girls basketball team, about how our team got involved with the Feed One program. And we're also going to go talk to Molly Campbell, the wife of the coach at Union, and see how the program got started and all the background information about that. And any questions you have, she can answer. Hello, Coach Hardeman. Thanks for joining us today. And I just wanted to know how you heard about the Feed One program.
Kind of a network of NAIA coaches, and I've known Mark for a while, just the coach at Union, who was kind of the spearhead of it. And I think he initially sent out a text to Russ and myself and a number of different people, just that it was really a concern or a burden and an opportunity that the Lord had laid on his heart. They had just recently adopted a little boy from India. And I think in that adoption process, he came in contact with a couple of the people that are running this, a couple of younger women that are running this, adopting and trying to raise money to help feed some orphans. And so he thought, wow, what a great opportunity. So he sent the text to us, and when I got that, it was like, just the idea of, yes, let's get involved. So that's when I decided, hey, and you remember we brought it up with the team and kind of talked about, hey, this is something that's, it's in the middle of basketball season, but it's kind of a bigger issue than basketball. So we like to keep our focus, but I really felt like this was something bigger than what just had to be focused on for basketball, and so that's why I thought we should get involved. Mm-hmm. The whole purpose of the program is to raise awareness, and you don't know where that raised consciousness will go. It'll look different in different people's lives, how it will affect them, and for people watching, just a number of teams that have supported it with the t-shirts and stuff. I think all of those are elements that you just don't know how God's going to use the seeds that are planted, but I thought it would be just a good idea to plant some. I know in my life, my brother personally has adopted 4 kids, and so we see that firsthand. And anytime you can focus on somebody else and be able to help, I think it's a maturing process for college-age women and old men like myself.
Get out of here. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Good job.
I was just wondering, what is the Feed One program about? What is it?
It's called 147 Million Orphans, and they have a website called 147millionorphans.com. And the shirts that they've made, I have one on, says the 147 Million Orphans on the front, and the back says the Feed One. And what's actually happening when a shirt is being purchased that says Feed One, and several other ones, my children have some on today too, is that a child in a program in Uganda is going to be fed for at least a week with just a purchase. And that's why it says Feed One, because it's, first of all, bringing awareness to the fact of how many orphans there are in the world, and then so many people, I think, want to do something to help, but they really don't know how to, and just by simply purchasing a shirt is one way to help. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was 2 moms in Brentwood, Tennessee, that they were friends with a girl who's 21 years old living in Uganda, and she's been there 3 years, and she is now the legal guardian of 14 girls. The Lord used her to start a program that sponsors 380 children, to give them 2 hot meals a day, to give them their schooling for the year, to give them minor medical needs. And then also they're feeding a village of 1,200 people 5 days a week, twice a day.
That's great.
And so this started with just the Lord. This girl is just living radically, and she's there, and she's from Brentwood, Tennessee also. And so the 2 moms wanted to have a way to help her in her ministry, and they just came up with the 147 Million Orphans. So
how did the girl from Brentwood get over here, or what was that story about?
Well, she has a blog, and it's kissesfromkatie.blogspot.com. And I had a friend in Sunday school about 6 months ago send me a link to her blog, and I just really, the Lord used it so much in our lives just to give us perspective, and just to realize the Word says so much about doing all these things. Why don't we find ways to do them more often? And so she just according to her blog, I think a 16-year-old asked her parents if she could go to somewhere for a year after she graduates high school, and it ended up being Uganda, and she just went by herself as far as I could tell. And so she spent a year there, came back, did a semester of college, and just believed the Lord was calling her back. And so she went back after one semester being in college, and just really, I mean, it's been amazing just what she's been able to do over there, the way the Lord's moved through her, because she's only dependent on Him, and then the way that it is affecting people back home, because we're realizing, and I know there are people that have been doing this kind of stuff forever. It's just, I guess it's neat to know someone so close to home is living this way and giving other people opportunities to do the same.
That's great. Yeah.
It is.
Well, besides Uganda, are there more regions that it connects to?
Yes, one of the moms, out of the two moms, adopted a little girl that has HIV, and she's actually adopted from Uganda, where Katie is. And so they didn't know she had HIV until they went over to pick her up, to bring her home, and they found out and prayed and just believed that this child needed to be in their family. And so they had to come home for a little bit and then go back again to get her. And when they did that, the two moms that do this, they pretty much can find ways to help ministries any way they want to, because they're not run by a board. And so they decided to partner with Project Hopeful, which helps HIV/AIDS children. It helps to encourage and support families that are adopting children with HIV/AIDS. And also, they're building a home in Ethiopia for some of these children. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the things. Yeah, it's been really neat. And then in February, they also partnered with an orphanage in Haiti to some of the proceeds to go to Haiti. And then they also sell the beads that were made by African refugees and Ugandan women. And those go to give those women an income.
Okay, so I just wanted to know how the NAIA National Tournament is involved with the Feed One program.
Well, it started, again, by going back to the blogs. The two moms have blogs, and one day I was looking at one of the blogs that one of the moms, Suzanne, had written, and it's entitled, "What Are We Doing?" And it just goes through and talks about all the things Jesus talked about us doing, and why aren't we all doing it. And so I read it to my husband, Mark, and then he called Russ, Vanguard's coach, and they were talking about it. I think he sent it out to 6 or 7 different people, and Russ was one of them. And Russ called back and just said, we need to do something. I mean, why don't we use the tournament week as a chance just to bring awareness? Mm-hmm. And so I was already communicating through email with one of the moms, because I'd made some purchases recently, and we just sent the idea out there, and she said that would be great. And the Lord just worked out the timing for me I was going to Nashville last weekend anyway. And so I went there, I went to their house, I picked up everything they had in stock and brought it here. And I know that Mark was in contact with several coaches and sent email out to everyone to see who would want to be involved in it. And 13 teams ended up taking part in it.
Wow, that's great. And I'd like to conclude and ask you, how do we, like, hands-on, how do we get involved? Do we have to go to a certain place online? Or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's actually, it's just www.147millionorphans.com, and you go there, and at the top of the page it will come up, I think it says 147 gear. It has the necklaces, it has other links on the top of the page you can go to, and that will just simply give you the options for the different things they're selling, and it will give you more information about where the money is going to. And really, the whole reason this has even come about this week is just, like we said, just to bring awareness. And I know for us as a family, until 2 years ago, we didn't think about it. I mean, that's a lot of children out there that need homes. And if this is such a simple way. I've worn this shirt several different places, and every single time someone asks me a question about it. And so it's a great opportunity just to talk about not only the need to help the orphans, whether it be to adopt a child or to find some other way to help them, but also it brings your conversation back to the gospel, because God's adopted us. And so getting to be a part of living out what He's done for us, and in that conversation it can always come back to what He's done for us. And so it's a great chance just to share the gospel just by wearing a shirt.
Yeah.